We've got tips and recipes for healthy living. So for fun and inspiration, come and join us in the raw food world.
Welcome everybody, this is Matt Monarch with the Raw Food World TV show, and I'm surrounded by beautiful goddess princesses. And today, we're going to be answering questions about all the fun stuff with Oria and unassisted birth and prenatal care and all that fun stuff. Okay.
Yeah, there's been a lot of kind of frequently asked questions coming up in people's emails and comments and Facebook messages and stuff. So we thought it might be easiest to answer some of the most asked questions in a video like this so that we can answer lots of you at the same time. So I guess the question that we've been asked the most often so far is, why didn't you tell us that you were pregnant?
Okay, first off, now most people understand and are totally cool, but every once in a while there's that one thorn. People were angry. People we don't even know were angry that we didn't tell them that we were pregnant.
It's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, there's many reasons why we didn't tell you or anybody else.
Nobody knew, like literally not even our families or the people who we live with here on our land. Of course, the people who live here had some suspicions, especially towards the last couple of months of pregnancy, and it became pretty ridiculous for me to be around people and to try to say, no, I'm not pregnant, when I clearly had a bump, so it became kind of awkward socially, but nobody knew.
Yeah, it was really interesting telling my mom and my brother, because I call her up, but like seriously, Oria was born and like 2 hours ago, right when I called my mom. I'm like, oh, hey mom, we just had a baby, and it didn't register right. She's like, oh, awesome, when did you conceive? Like as if we just conceived or something. I'm like, no, we had a baby, it's here now. And she still didn't get it. And she asked me again, like, what? And then finally she's like, what? And the same thing happened with my brother. So nobody knew. And the reasons we didn't tell anybody is, number one, we were doing an unassisted birth. We were planning this for before we even got pregnant. And we don't want other people telling us what to do and what not to do, what's safe, what's not safe, because we knew what we were going to do. And most people would try to put fear in us and tell us we can't do that, report us to the FDA, all sorts of crazy stuff. So that's one of the reasons why we didn't tell. Secondly, why we didn't tell anybody is, let's just say something unfortunate happened, which thank God it didn't, and we pretty much knew nothing bad would happen anyways. But let's just say something did. We're two big-time raw food advocates, and it could have been blamed on that, if you see what I'm saying. So we wanted to just bring it to fruition and do it ourselves, keep it quiet, and this is a reason why.
All right. So another thing that people have been asking a lot is, what did I eat while I was pregnant? Was I totally raw? And what do I eat now? So you can see everything that I ate every day while pregnant on my blog, as usual. I believe I got pregnant around the end of February. So if you want to go to my blog, rawreform.blogspot.com, and go to the archives and just track through that. Basically, I didn't really eat any different to how I had been eating before. The only thing that was happening for me was the nausea was affecting how much I was able to eat. And certain things as well were just like really repulsive to me that prior to being pregnant I would have enjoyed a lot more. So I never actually threw up. I had nausea and issues with eating, but I never threw up the whole pregnancy. It was really interesting for me, as someone coming from a background of overeating, to be in that position where I was like struggling to eat at times. You know, the body was just going through so many changes and didn't want a lot of different things. So it felt like negotiation a lot of the time, especially in the first trimester. I felt like I was negotiating every single bite of food to see if my body would accept, like, okay, would it be okay if I ate this? And yeah, it was interesting for sure. Yes, I ate totally raw throughout the whole pregnancy, just pretty much exactly like I'd been eating before. And now, afterwards, I'm pretty much eating the same kind of stuff as well. There weren't really any differences at all. I'm just not blogging at the moment due to having child in arms almost all the time. So yeah, it was all pretty much the same the whole way through.
100% raw. I witnessed it, and we've just been getting crazy comments about when the baby came out, because we did a video on this, and you saw the baby within hours after the baby was born, and all these women were just saying they've never seen such a healthy baby before.
Yeah, that was really interesting to hear.
What were the examples?
People commented a lot on her skin tone, that she seems to have really good skin tone and quality, and people kept saying things. We have like almost zero experience with newborns, both of us, so you know we had nothing to compare her with, but people would tell us that most newborns are kind of scrawny looking, and they just don't look that healthy,
And their skin is like shriveled or something?
Yeah, the skin is kind of a bit like it's shriveled or dehydrated, and it starts to peel and things like that, and she hasn't had any of that stuff going on, so
right.
That was really nice to hear. Another thing that people have been asking is about supplements.
But wait, I'm not done.
Oh, sorry.
So, about the being 100% raw pregnancy, most women say they go through cravings of wanting to eat cooked food and stuff like that. One thing Angela did during her pregnancy was she did a good amount of colon cleansing. And actually, right before she went into labor, she did a colonic, like the hour before. And maybe this is one of the reasons why the baby came out so healthy, just removing waste on a consistent basis, and why the baby came out so easily, why she was able to stay 100% raw the entire time, because when you go on a raw food diet, all the toxins just get eliminated into your system. And maybe this is one of the reasons why people start craving cooked food when they're pregnant, and they start doing that. But if you remove that junk, maybe you're going to have a very healthy baby.
You just reminded me of something that came to my mind in the first trimester. Let me see if I can remember it. It was to do with detoxing, because in the first trimester women tend to have nausea, right? They tend to have morning sickness. So it becomes quite difficult to eat things. And so the things that you eat tend to be quite simple, which is basically like putting yourself into a detox, right? If you imagine, like for the average woman prior to becoming pregnant, let's say she's eating 5,000 different chemicals or foods or something. That's a big number, but whatever. Like, let's use that as an example. And then once she becomes pregnant, a lot of things become difficult to consume. And let's say she's suddenly eating 500 different things. That's a tenfold decrease in what's going into her body. So it's essentially like she's putting herself into a state of detox while pregnant. And so, yeah, it makes sense that old things would start to be circulating in the system, and maybe that's one possible reason why cravings come up. And I didn't have any cravings like that. People were saying, oh, you know, you're going to be craving things from your childhood. You better, like, put in an order with your parents to send stuff from England and stuff, like the stuff that you used to eat, because you're going to have these cravings when you get pregnant. But that didn't happen for me.
It's all about removing waste. Now, I'm not saying, okay, so there's a big question, is colon cleansing safe to do during pregnancy? Now,
Controversial.
considering how often Angela did it during pregnancy, it obviously did something good. But keep in mind, Angela has been on a raw food diet for 9 years, has consistently cleansed her colon on a periodic basis for the last 7 years. And so her body has done all the detox. If someone is on a standard American diet, they get pregnant, all of a sudden they're doing colon cleansing and eating better, it might be a different situation. You got to kind of get some supervision or figure out what feels best for yourself. But removing waste on a consistent basis, just getting that stuff out, that's the cause of all the problems. It's not, lack of nutrition is one thing, but that is very rare compared to the excess toxicity. That's what it always is, everybody. For yourself, for everybody else, it's excess toxicity. Why can't you be on a raw food diet? Because of excess toxicity. Why do you get cravings? Because of excess toxicity. If you just keep moving it, getting the waste out, bam. I gotta tell them the chicken heart story real quick and then we can move on. This one man had a chicken heart. Fed it what it needed and removed the excrements on a daily basis. Like, just kept feeding it and what it needed and removing the waste.
It was an experiment in a lab.
It was an experiment in the lab. This chicken heart went on for like 30 years, beating normally without any aging whatsoever. And they're saying that it would have went on indefinitely if they kept removing the waste. But then the researcher died and they just let the chicken heart die. I'm telling you, just keep moving it out. All right, babe. I don't know. I think we should end it here and do another video for the next.
Okay.
We'll answer more of your questions. Any last thoughts?
Maybe I can just share that last one on the list. People were asking what the music was that was playing when Mr. Monarch was on the swing chair here at the end of another video recently. I don't know which song it was, but the artist, her name is Alexa Sunshine Rose. Alexa is Alexa. Alexa Sunshine Rose. And a friend of ours gave us some CDs from her, and it's really beautiful music. So we've been listening to it a lot.
What do you think about showing Oria to everybody? Even though she's latched right now.
In the next video.
Okay. And who do we got here?
Angela Stokes Monarch and Oria Berry Monarch.
The beautiful Angela Stokes Monarch and Oria Berry Market. I just always want to kiss her. Just like, The smell.
Oh, she just unlatched, so maybe we'll show you it now.
Oria Berry Monarch.
Oh, look at that face. Look, Oria. Say hello to the nice people. She just wants to eat more.
We'll see you next time at the Raw Food World TV show.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at the Raw Food World.